Everyone, and welcome to the Role Effect. I'm Felicia.
I'm Milton. What's happening?
Welcome to those who are joining us for the first time, and welcome back to our ones who are dedicated and, showing up every week, right?
Ride or die.
Thank you so much for just tuning in and listening to Milton and Felicia talk a little bit, right?
Right.
As you can see, we have on our pink because technically this is October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and cancer period is think they have a month in February for that, for just specific different ones. But we're going to show up today because we're going to talk about cancer that has affected my husband per se. And so we thought it's October, let's just talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're repping our pink today, right?
Right. You look pretty suave in yours.
Thank you. You too, babe. We're me and we're pink.
Thank you.
So we're going to get you a scripture, and we want to make sure you also like, comment, share, and subscribe. On this video right here, share our message so that it can get out to other people. If you don't mind, if you like what we're doing, please comment, like, share, and let us know that you're here, right?
And it may help somebody too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where are we coming from?
So we're coming from John 16:22. So with you, now is your time of grief, but I will see you again, and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy. That's John 16:22.
Yes. I like that.
Yeah.
Right.
For you all that's going through it,
yeah.
Just know that down the line you'll be rejoicing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you need it.
Yeah. So how's your day?
Not too bad. I'm doing good. I'm working hard again for the people. I'm in my overtime mode. So yeah. How's your day?
My day is good.
Okay.
I can't believe today I actually went to a wedding expo.
Oh.
With my daughter and my granddaughter, because my daughter is getting married next year. Mm-hmm. And so we are in the planning stages, and it's a lot. And so today we went to an expo, and
how was it?
It's so much. It's so crazy because you don't realize what you like or what you need until you actually see it. And you're like, oh my God, that's nice. I'm like, girl, we're going to be broke planning his wedding because we saw so much. Mm-hmm. And, but I must say, we saw a lot of things that was, that we wouldn't have ordinarily seen. And we saw a lot of deals on, dresses and men attire that we wouldn't ordinarily, I Googled so much, and I'm like, it shows you very little of what's really out there.
Okay.
I think because some stores are just first,
Right. Well, they pay for, Google ads.
Yeah. So. They're first, and so you don't see the little people.
Right.
But then when you see the little people and they offer a lot more at a affordable price,
right,
you're like, okay, yeah, this was a great idea to come. And then we had some food, and we got to do some cake tasting. It was absolutely wonderful.
She didn't bring me any.
I did. We actually walked out the door saying, sure, we're not hungry. We was walking around eating our little plate and eating desserts, and it was nice.
Well, good. Glad y'all enjoyed it. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it.
It was nice. You wouldn't have wanted to be there. It was a lot of women, lots of women. So you probably would have felt very out of place in that moment.
No, I would have been all right.
I know, but
it probably was a few men there.
It was a few. It wasn't many, but it was a few. But so y'all didn't come here for that, but I just want to share my day.
Your day.
But yes, I'm basically gonna interview my husband because my husband lost both his parents and both had cancer. And so Milton's entire family on that side, not entire family, but a lot of his aunts and uncles that have passed have been affected by cancer. And so cancer is just a word we don't want to hear. We don't want to hear that our loved one have cancer. But when you have two parents that are now, gone to be with Jesus, we want to talk about that. So I'm actually going to be interviewing my husband today about his feelings, his thoughts, and all the things. So that's what we're going to do today. You ready for it, babe?
Ready or not, I guess. It's coming.
Okay, so I guess my first question would be, what was your feelings about the diagnosis when they called you to tell you that because first his mom passed, and I think like 5 years later or so, your dad passed, right?
Was it 5 or longer?
I think it was like,
maybe 7 or 8, I think.
I'm not sure. Yeah. But then he passed. So his mom passed first. So, not that dad is less important, but moms are just like, oh, it's my mom. And maybe it's the fact that they birthed you and carried you and you have such a close connection. Yeah. And then you was the only boy. Mm-hmm. So, mama's son, her only son. So, that connection and everything. So, what did you feel about when you first heard of the diagnosis? You want to start with your mom or just both of them?
Well, we can start with mom.
Okay.
She was the first one.
Okay.
I don't care who it is in your family. That's normally not easy when you hear that.
Right. No.
You just think, oh, the C word. Huh? And everybody who goes through it is like, oh, not that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just shock. And the first thing I could think of is, I just started praying about it, and just asking God to kind of come in and fix things, because you want that fixed immediately.
Yeah.
So I prayed about it, and then I just, in the midst of that, I know it's a little strange. I also thank God for her being here at the time, because it could have been a whole lot sooner.
Yeah.
But it could have been later. But I just thought about my childhood and what I'm going to do without her being here, and you process all of that. And at the same time, you got to think about the protection that God has, gave to you as her being a mother and me a child, how she's raised you, and all of that good stuff. Times in the kitchen, quality time, And that kind of lifts me up a little bit, but at the same time, you're praying about it and you're hoping that she does well.
Yeah.
So that a lot goes through your head whenever some kind of diagnosis comes, such as cancer.
Absolutely.
I didn't freak out.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured I needed to pray about that thing, and that's what I did.
Yeah. Well, what about your dad?
Pretty much the same
thing.
Same process, and I think it was the same process. And, the only thing I could think when he was still here was, man, these are my parents. I don't want to let go. I don't want to lose them. But then, when they start suffering a little bit with age and everything and illness, you don't want them to suffer.
Right.
You just want God to come down and say, hey, okay, I'm going to cure you, But at the same time, you got to think about, hey, these are people that was in my life. They raised me. They didn't run away. I had a relationship with them,
Mm-hmm.
and they, they put a lot of good things in me,
Yeah.
so I was appreciative of that. So,
Yeah.
it's just like I say, it's just prayer, and, you live to go the next day.
Yeah. So how do you think that your parents cope with it?
My mother, you would never know.
Mom was a G.
She just was easy going like Sunday morning, like she never said she was in pain or nothing like that, which I know they go through some stuff and probably just don't want to put that on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But she was pretty consistent with, like I say, you would never know that she had cancer,
Mm-hmm.
if you just had conversation with her.
No.
So she handled it well. My father, I think most of his pain was from just missing his wife.
Yeah.
And, he was no longer like, hey, I'm ready to go whenever that time comes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that was his situation.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it, they was together all your life.
Yeah.
And
right.
so, it's kind of hard to be without someone you've been with for so long that you go to sleep with them at night, you wake up, you're with them, and you're there all day, and
Mm-hmm.
This is consistent for years.
Right. You fuss.
Over 40 plus
you
years or so.
Other. Yeah, you fuss, you love each other, you make decisions, you go on vacation, You
take care of your kids, you do the work, and so it's so difficult, I feel like, to be without that person. So yeah, I think it was a lot of loneliness when it came to your father.
I'm sure, and I think a lot of people actually go through that, especially you done been together, 30, 40, 50 years. And all, I see it a lot when, I'm doing in houses and stuff.
Yeah.
It's always a widow or the guy or the wife is there, and, they'll say they loved one, was gone.
Yeah.
5-10 years, and they're just kind of managing.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to love hard when you're in the moment.
Yeah. And I think that was wonderful for me, because I met them. I got a chance to have a relationship with them for years.
Right.
And so they were definitely a big part of my life, and they were just awesome people. They was just, oh my God.
So
I cannot, there's horror stories with some people and in-laws, and a lot of them don't get along with in-laws, but my in-laws are absolutely wonderful. And those are two that I missed deeply, because they were just phenomenal in-laws. And my father-in-law would ask me all the time how Milton was treating me. He would ask me, how's he treating you? How's he treating you? Every time it was important for him to know that his son was doing right by me. And it's so funny, because later on Milton asked, why do you keep asking her that? And he was like, because I want to know what the truth is. I don't need to ask you. I'm asking the source of, who he was. And I remember when I first met his sisters asked me, do Milton treat you like mom? And I was trying to think, like, I'm just knowing them. So I'm like, I'm not really sure how your dad was treating your mom.
Right.
So then they explained how he just took care of her, and she wanted for nothing, and da-da-da. Now, at that time, we're dating. So I'm like, no. He don't treat me like, what? And I'm thinking, well, maybe later on in his life or something. But right now, he ain't got none of his daddy going on.
Welcome to 20.
None of his dad going on right now. But I can truly say, when they ask that question now, it's like, because I saw how he took care of your mother. And I saw how he made sure she was good all the time. Now, Mom could dress, you guys. When Mom stepped out, you like, Miss Roll is in the house.
I think that was one of her things there.
What? she could dress, and Dad wanted to make sure she had what she need. You know where the money at. Go buy you what you need. I'm like sitting over there like, oh Lord, I hope my husband this is gonna hit my husband eventually. And it did. And it did. So I am well taken care of. Thank you, Daddy Rowe, for instilling that in your son, because absolutely he takes care of his wife very well. So that's very nice. So what are some of the most memorable times you could think of with your mom and then your dad that you had that you can kind of go back and look at and be like, yeah, this was good times?
Well, both of them shared something in common. I don't know why I was the chosen one, but out of the girls, I think initially it was Neat was after the fact, but I will always find myself in the kitchen with one or the other.
Yeah. That's probably why you like to cook now.
Well, do I? I guess I got to the point where I can do it without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because if you got to think about cooking, you might be like, that's too much. You know what I'm saying? Now I could just say, okay, if I got to cook dinner at 8 o'clock, okay, we'll eat. I can do that now. That wasn't always the case.
Yeah.
But what I would say, I just appreciate, especially the weekends. My mom would ask me personally, what do I want for Sunday dinner?
Yeah.
Sunday dinner. And I didn't even realize it. I don't even know she was asking the girls. Yeah. But she would ask me on occasion, what do I like?
Yeah.
What do I want? And I mean, my favorite hands down was cube steak.
Yeah.
Because she could put that gravy with that cube steak, make it tender. I was like, with onions, oh my God. Cornbread on Sunday, greens.
Yeah.
Sweet tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on occasion when she did cakes and pies and stuff, I was the tester to see was it right.
She liked the batter.
Right. So she was, I think I don't know what the girls were. I really don't. They were gone, had something to do, but I was the one to do that. And I enjoyed that because I was like, ooh, this is going to be so good on Sunday. And I'm the first one to taste it.
Yeah. So
with her, that was one of the things we did. And I just love that.
Yeah.
Now, my father,
who was a chef.
Right. Now, even in school, I was still in school. I went middle school and high school. Mm-hmm. I just love the fact that when I went to his establishment, that, okay, what you want for breakfast? I get cooked breakfast, ate it, felt good. What you want for lunch? I take a hamburger, this, that, and other. Okay, what you want? You want something to go? Yeah, let me get a steak or something. Not realizing in them early days,
so blessed,
how grateful and blessed that was.
Yeah.
But fast forward, there were many times that happened because I used to go work in the summer.
Yeah.
There. And I just enjoyed the fact then, and I still pull back and say, wow, I used to have filet mignon. I ain't even know how to spell filet mignon. Like, what is that? Some kind of steak? And I used to eat that at 7, 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, so, I was telling you, like, I guess a few months ago when we was talking about it, I was like, do you realize how blessed you was? Because your dad was a chef and you was able to, like, when we met, he had such a big palate for all different types of food. And I wasn't like that.
That was our main argument, though.
Yeah, I was just like a soul food kind of person because I didn't like seafood and lobster and all the things that y'all was eating.
Right.
I didn't know anything about that. So he kind of introduced me to all types of food because you was introduced to that at an early age. And I thought that was awesome. Yeah. And it's crazy because the same thing he was asking, what you want for lunch? That's you. Because at breakfast, you'll be asking, what you want for lunch? Babe, at lunch, what you want for dinner? And I'm like, darn, I'm still hungry. Well, I don't know what I want.
Well, they don't know the backstory of that. When we used to visit, my dad would cook.
Yes.
And then we'll just eat lunch, and he'll say, well, what do y'all want for dinner?
Yes.
And I'm like, well, we full. Like, we couldn't even process what we wanted for dinner because
Yeah.
we already full from what you just cooked.
Yeah.
If you don't want to cook, we probably eat the leftovers over here. But that used to happen
didn't have
all
no
the time.
leftovers.
Not leftovers, but
he's doing the next meal.
Right. So we just thought that was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I understand it now, because if I'm the cook here, I want to prepare before it's time to prepare.
Yeah.
While Miss Queen over here be like, I'm full. I'll just let you know when it's time. No, let me know now so I can go buy the stuff and get it prepared. So I understand the concept of how a chef thinks. They don't want to wait till the last moment. In fact, they might want to cook it right then.
Yeah.
And one other thing. I remember one time, I ain't never did it yet. Yeah, I did. But I don't see many people do it. One time he was on the grill and cooking something in the house on the stove.
Yeah, that was his thing.
And
he was such a giving person because everybody knows chef. And so when people would, like y'all neighbors were very close. And so when someone would, pass away or something, he would make sure people ate. And, that was his contribution.
Yeah.
His service.
And the hurricane when the hurricane came through there and took out everything for 2 weeks, he had deep freezers. He would take the food out, cook it every day so that they can eat because they didn't have no power. Yeah.
He was
for 2 weeks.
They was just such good people. So that, it was just an honor. How has being introduced to cancer in that way with your parents, how has that changed your perspective on life?
Well, for one thing, directly with my parents, even though they was in 67, approaching 70, it just tells me that life ain't as long as you think it is.
Yeah.
And you got to take every day step by step and be grateful. You got to love hard. You got to try to take care of yourself as much as possible. And you got to enjoy life. You got to get to enjoy life. Get with it.
Yeah.
Not what you waiting on.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I think a lot of people don't think of. They think, well, when I get older, I'm going to start doing things. You don't know if you're going to get older.
Exactly.
You don't know if you're going to have an illness where you can't do nothing.
Exactly.
So
that means that you shouldn't wait to do things. You should just do it.
Right.
Because you don't know. And I think a lot of times we do that. Like I'm going to wait till I retire to travel. Instead, if you can travel now because you don't know what kind of mind frame you're going to be in at that time. It's like having good china and only taking it out on special events. Like take your china out and use your china.
Right.
Take that dress out and wear it. Don't hold it. Do what you need to do right now because we only have right now. We can only worry about today. The Bible talks about that. Worry about today because tomorrow is not promised. You don't need to worry about tomorrow.
Right.
You don't need to worry about tomorrow. We only have today. So I think for me, I know that was your loss and your parents, but it definitely affected me in a way like these are my in-laws and I don't have my in-laws anymore. And it's just kind of still sad to go there and visit and, not have either one of them.
Right.
But I think it changes your perspective on life. Like, for me, it's like, don't take people for granted. Don't take, for me, it was my mom because my mom was the one who raised me. But it's like, don't take that for granted because one day she will not be here.
Right.
And so I want to appreciate those moments that I'm talking to her on the phone and having conversation and traveling to go visit and all the things because it's important to have that, because one day I won't hear her voice,
And I just want to add on, I don't care what your relationship is with your mom, your dad, your sibling, or what have you. It is very important to freeze time, meaning go there, visit them, regardless. I was visiting ever since I left.
Yes.
And then when I met you, we visited multiple times.
We did.
Multiple times.
We did.
Over time.
Yeah.
Even though the money wasn't always big and there, but I just felt it was important for that quality time.
Well, you always been that way, though.
But what I'm saying, and thank God, because the time was important.
Yes.
So when they did pass,
yeah,
we still put time in.
Yeah.
We wasn't gone 9 years stretch.
Yeah.
We would see them probably once or twice a year. Easy.
Yeah.
And stay for a week or two.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
that part is important.
Yeah, very much so. Quality time is very important.
Yeah. So and not to mention the phone calls.
Yes.
Every Monday for years I called them. Every Monday. And when a Monday passed and Tuesday came, one of them will call me.
Like, excuse me.
Something wrong with your phone?
Something wrong. Why didn't you dial this number? Because Dad was expecting you to be on that phone with him at 7:00 on a Monday.
so
Monday night, 7:00.
You got to do your part, you know, and don't sit here thinking, well, I'll go see them next year.
Right. Visit your family. Visit your mom.
Call your
family. Call your mom. Call your family members. Keep that connection.
You don't want to be, man, I wish I would have repaired our relationship.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's going to be painful.
Yeah. Well, how would you, last question actually, how would you help someone that may be going through something like this, or watching a loved one go through cancer and battling, different types of cancer, basically? How would you tell them how you cope, and what would be some of the advice you would give them? And because this is it's very difficult, basically.
So if somebody's loved one is going through it,
what would you say to them right now?
Well, first and foremost, you need to get on your knees and pray about it.
Yeah.
And I would pray for them, but also you need to pray for yourself for strength, because you're gonna need it.
Yes.
Because this thing will make you weak. You will feel their pain in a different type of way.
Yeah.
Because you're going through a journey and seeing what you have not saw.
Yes.
You don't know if it's going to take them or not. I mean, they told me my mom was going to last for what?
I think like 6 months
6
or
months,
so.
and she was here about 2 years and a half, I think. So you got to be prayerful about it, but also understand where they are. If they're older, if the Lord decides, okay, this is the way they're going and they take them, you got to prepare yourself for that. Don't be naive and think that automatically that they will 100% get healed. Pray for healing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just take it day by day, because it's a lot to really go through.
Yeah.
And if you need to call and talk to somebody, then you need to do that.
Yeah. And I think also you have to remember that no one belongs to us. We all belong to God. And my grandmother used to say, whether it's healing here or on the other side, there is healing. They go out of these bodies are temporary, and so we will have new bodies. And we don't want any of our loved ones to suffer. And it's kind of like we just want to keep them with us.
Right.
and they don't belong to us, they belong to God. And so he decides who goes and who stays. But if you're fortunate enough to have overcome, I know that changes your life. I don't know, I haven't had that personal bout, and I hope I never do, but I'm sure it changes your perspective on life. But cancer is very serious, and no one wants to go to the doctors and come out with that diagnosis. No one wants to do that. But we have to be, we have to go get checked. We need to do the preventative measures to make sure that, they have a lot of different technologies now that can save you. If it's early, if it's an early diagnosis. And sometimes we're misdiagnosed. And it's kind of crazy because Milton, one of the things with his sisters when they was talking to me, it's like she always went to the doctor all the time, always at the doctor's office and getting regular checkups and all the things. And I think sometimes you just misdiagnose, and they're not like, it's some things it's not a test for it. It's just when it happens, it's like, oh, now there's an issue here, so now let's look here. Because I remember when I went to the doctor for something, I'm not sure what it was, but when I went to the doctor, they said, oh, she has a spot on her lungs. They wasn't looking for anything. They just so happened to come across that. And so I was able to go, and I had to see this lung doctor specialist for 2 years. I had to see him, and every 6 months I had to go get ultrasound to make sure that I was okay. And he in the beginning he told me, because it's so scary, because once you get your chart and your records, everything in that chart is always cancer, cancer, cancer. We found the spot, could be cancerous, could be cancerous, could be cancerous. I mean, this was all in the notes. And I was like, oh my goodness, because that's all you see. And it was crazy because when I got, like, here in Charlotte, I don't know if this all over, but here in Charlotte, you can get your chart. You can get this information prior to your seeing your doctor again. So they give you all your results, and you're reading the results, and all you see is cancer, cancer, could be cancer, could be cancer. And so my doctor was so kind to call me over the weekend, and she said, and this was like a few years ago, she called me to say, listen, I don't want you to read the notes and get upset, and I don't want you to worry about this. We're going to send you to a specialist. We're going to, do the things. And when I went to the specialist, he told me, I got to keep you for 2 years, and we're going to watch it. Anything with cancer grows. Anything that's not cancerous, it does not grow. So if this grows, we need to we'll need to address it. Fortunately for me, blessing for me, it did not grow. And so he released me this year in February to and that was just all God. It was so wonderful. And he did tell me, we can go and remove this spot. So that, later on when something happened, you're going to have to explain that you came to the doctor and this. They have a chart for it, because they will see that and start all over again. Right. And I think you might have got that from pneumonia or something that time. Yeah. And it's crazy because anytime you have like pneumonia or anything like that, if you have something in your lungs or anything, and for me, it was in my lungs. So anything, your body tries to fight it off. And when your body tries to fight certain things off, it goes to that particular spot and it kind of seals that area. Well, that's what they saw, that spot in that area where it had sealed it, but it looked like, oh, this might be an issue. What it was, yeah. And so because they saw it, I had to go every 6 months and stay with this lung specialist for 2 years.
And there was a lot of praying behind that.
Yeah.
And making adjustments.
Yes.
And what we need to do to try to fix this physically,
Yes.
food wise, all of
Yes.
this stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
it
yes,
is a
yes.
game changer just to hear the word.
Yes.
And to even be diagnosed. So just do what you can to, if somebody's going through it.
Yeah, because that was very tough for me, because all I saw in my records, in my chart, where it could be cancer.
And I think they shouldn't really go there with that.
It was a rough time, but I don't think I ever lost faith. I know that, God is the healer, and he will take care of it, and I'm not going anywhere until he gets ready for me to go, regardless of what anyone has to say. The spot is still there, and he said we could go remove it, but the thing of them removing it would be they would have to deflate my lungs in order to do that. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Let's just if it's not harming my body, it's okay.
And he said it's a lot of people have spots and different things
that they just don't know.
Right.
That
they don't even know
that is there.
Right.
Because if it doesn't bother you,
right, you
won't know.
Absolutely.
But so make sure you're going to the doctor. Make sure you're getting checked. And this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so make sure you're doing your mammograms. Making sure you get tested. And Lord knows, I know. You don't want to do those mammograms, because it is not fun at all. They need another technology when it comes to that. But we have to suffer it out every month to make sure that we're okay, and make sure that if something is going on, we can get early detection. So make sure, ladies, that you're taking care of yourself. And men, go and get checked too, because there are some men that do have breast cancer as well. Mm-hmm. So make sure you get checked and it just kind of do early detection. Yeah, right?
Yeah, and if you know somebody that's going through it, be the muscle for them.
Yes.
Pray for them.
Yes.
Hug on them.
Yes.
Encourage them.
Yes.
Let them know it's going to be all right.
Yes.
That's a tough time for a person.
It's a tough time.
So we want to try to encourage them, and also celebrate the ones have gotten on the other side of that.
Yes.
It's
a very difficult. It's very difficult, because you see the changes in your family member. Hair loss, and body becomes very it's just going
fragile.
through a lot, and it's so much. And it's taking a toll over their bodies, and it's a lot. So just be that comforter for them, and be there, because they need it. They really need it. And so I thought this was an important topic to discuss, being it is breast cancer awareness, but for us it's just cancer, period.
Right.
So just do early prevention, guys. That will definitely help. We're hoping that one day they will have a cure.
Whew, should have been a long time ago. Seems like it all these
one
years.
day they will have a cure. I think they are better than they was.
Yeah.
Way back when. And we just gonna keep praying that this eventually will be over.
Yeah.
And cancer will be no more.
Right.
So that's all we have for you guys today. We hope that this have been informative, and that you share this video with people that might be going through. And again, as always, if you would like for us to pray for you or with you, just send you can go and DM us on Instagram. You can send us a message. You can comment below, and we'll love to do that, right?
Right. We're here for you.
Right. And if you just want to talk about it, we'll love to talk to you as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have anything else for the people?
No. Again, don't leave people out hanging. You know, if you see it's a need, to pray for them, to encourage them, and they going through it. You know, be there for them.
Yes.
You know, and
yes,
that's about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we love you guys. We thank you for tuning in to the Roll Effect podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, right?
That's right.
You can also follow us on YouTube. I'm sorry, we're on YouTube. But follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We'd love to see you over there as well. And until next week, we'll see you then.
Love you.
Peace. Bye.
Yeah, it's the roll effect. We talk love, we talk faith. God first, couple goals, ain't no room for the hate. We keep it real, keep it true. That's the only way. Roll